today's episode, we are going to be talking about why relationships fail today. Why do relationships fail today? We all fall in love, we love it. The first few months, we are over the moon, we love our partners, but then sooner than later, things start crumbling, things start falling apart. Why is it so? Why is it that relationships don't last today? What are we doing? Or what are we not doing right? What do we need to fix? How do we fix these things? This is what we are here to talk about today. I think the number one reason why relationships do not work today is because we do not take responsibility. We don't want to take responsibility, especially when we start having small frictions in the relationship. You know, the first 6 months are always sweet. Yes, the first 6 months to 2 years in every relationship is sweet. You don't find faults in your partner. You love them. You want to be with them. Whatever they do is right. You don't see the faults, But when you stay longer, when you begin to know the person, when you get to know the person, gradually but surely you start finding faults. You start having small arguments. What happens then when you have these small arguments? The number one reason why things do not work, or why we start going our separate ways, or why people just say, no, I can't anymore, is because we do not take responsibility. We have to learn to start taking responsibility. Do you say, you know what, I'm sorry? Do you say that in your relationship? Do you say, you know what, that wasn't my intention? It wasn't my intention. I didn't mean it to come out that way. I know I said what I said, but I did not mean it to come out that way. Just you saying, I didn't mean it to come out that way. It wasn't my intention. This goes a long way. Taking responsibility is the ultimate freedom. When you can say, you know what, I take full responsibility. Sometimes you might have to take responsibility even when it is not your fault, just because you want peace to reign in the relationship. Especially when you're having an argument, especially if it's a heated argument, and your partner is going, no, it's not my fault, it's your fault, and you're going, it's your fault, talk to the hand. No, that is not the time to keep going back and forth. It's the time for the bigger person, the person who is emotionally advanced, to say, you know what, hands up, I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention. What does that do? No matter how angry your partner was, once you say, I didn't mean it that way, they would go, okay. Okay, if you didn't mean it that way. Sometimes even when it's not your fault. Okay? Yes, you have to do that. You have to work as teammates. It's not always about me, myself, and I. Work as a teammate. You are a team player. You are playing a role in the relationship. Remember, you've got your own strengths. Your partner has got his strengths or her strengths, So, how do you work as a team player? Don't capitalize on your partner's weaknesses. We all have weaknesses. If you capitalize on your partner's weaknesses, things will not work. Things are bound to fail when you capitalize on the negatives. What do you do instead? Capitalize on the positives. What is he doing right? What is she doing right? How do I work with the positive side of my partner to make this relationship work. Let me give you an example. Let's say your partner cooks very well. They're a very good cook. You, on the other hand, you're not. You don't, it's not like you don't want to cook. You try sometimes, but come on, you're rubbish at cooking. You're rubbish at it. You've tried, but you're rubbish at it. Your partner is aware you're rubbish at it. But because your partner is a very good cook, they go, okay, since you're rubbish at cooking, I will do the cooking. So now that your partner is doing the cooking, and you know how to mow the lawn, you know how to deal with cars, you go ahead and go, okay, then you don't even have to say it. You just go ahead and sort out the cars, sort out the lawn, do the painting, because you can't cook, you can't clean, So those are your weaknesses. Those are the things you cannot do. They are not your strengths. Those are not your strong points, But then what you have to do is you've got your strong points, you've got your strengths, your partner has got his or her strengths. You have to use your strengths. Use your strengths. Don't highlight each other's weaknesses. When you start going, oh, you cannot do this, you cannot do this, don't capitalize on the things your partner cannot do. What can they do? How can you make use of what they can do? That is what you should be capitalizing on. Please. Another thing is, please don't hide things from your partner, especially things that your partner needs to know. Let them know. There are certain things you shouldn't hide from your partner. If you know that they have to know, they need to know, let them know. If it's not good for them, if it's of no interest to your partner whatsoever, you don't have to tell them. If you've got information or anything that you're hiding from them that has not got anything to do with them whatsoever, that is okay. But if it's got to do with them, for example, you're hiding your salary, I'm not saying you should go okay, but they're your partner, you're with them, for example, there are certain things you shouldn't hide. There are certain things you should not hide from them. They're your partner, because remember that if they find out, let's say you have an increment at work, you've got an increment or an increase in salary at work, and you think, I think you have to just discuss it with them. It doesn't cost anything. Just tell them, because if they should find out, it depends on how your relationship is. You know what to share and what not to share. But if this is something that you've always shared with each other, I think you should share with them. You know what? Hello, honey, you know what? I got remunerated at work. My company is adding £5,000 to my overall pay. Just let them know. It doesn't hurt, because if they share that kind of information with you, and if you've always shared information like that, then you should share, because if you don't share and they find out, then they might be angry with you. So I've got more points. I think I'll have to make another video, but I don't want this video too long. So please make sure you take responsibility. Make sure you share certain things with your partner, and make sure it's not me. It's us. It's about both of you. It's a relationship. You're not in it alone. So please share what you can. Share what you have to share with your partner if you don't want your relationship to fail. Okay, I think that is about it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And until next time, I'm your girl, Cecilia Mbullah. Thank you very much, and bye-bye for now.